What's up, guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team. To start things off, I just want to say thank you to you guys that clicked on this video and are still watching my Madden 17 stuff, because we're kind of all here in the same boat right now. You know, a lot of people got to play Madden 18 early and are posting a bunch of videos on it. We're all seeing the gameplay of it and whatnot, and we're all just kind of sitting here anticipating and really waiting for the game to come out. So the fact that you guys are still here watching Madden 17 stuff, which, you know, not as many people care about anymore, you know, I really appreciate it. But today we are going to switch things back over to the offense and make some more upgrades. This is actually going to be the last one that we will make more improvements with our offense, and it is going to be some offensive weapons for our quarterback, Dak Prescott. We got to get 3 new starting receivers and a tight end. So to start things off, let's not waste any more time. Jump straight into our number 3 wide receiver, aka the guy that is our slot wide receiver. I decided to go out there and pick up season star Doug Baldwin. This is the limited time version, so he's going to get an additional chemistry with that route runner, and his slot expert is up to tier 2. That is why I got the limited time version, and this card is like so rare, man. I mean, you guys see my coins. It's a lot different because I bought this card a while ago. I've been looking for it for like the longest time, and so many people were just either putting up for like 300,000 coins, or there was just none up for like a solid 4 days straight or something like that. So the card was just, it was so rare. So thankfully I was able to get it for 85,000 coins. Now, going forward to our number 2 overall wide receiver, I decided to go out and pick up the comeback player of the year, 97 overall, Jordy Nelson. Now look, I always have this thing every single year. I play in a fantasy football league with, you know, a lot of people, and every single year it seems like when I play fantasy football, there's usually like one player that kind of gets in my heart a little bit because he plays really good for me. So for instance, you know, this past year I had Jordy Nelson on my team, and I mean, he was a monster for us. I mean, he led the league in like receiving touchdowns, I believe, right? So the guy, he was incredible. So I couldn't go this year without using a Jordy Nelson card. I just had to bring him to my team. So that now brings us to our mystery player that I left you guys with in the last episode. And it looks like things are back to normal. A bunch of you guys correctly guessed this card, and it is in fact the 99 overall limited time version of Ultimate Legend Jerry Rice, arguably the GOAT of wide receivers. I'm excited about this card, man. Wait till you see the stats. It's insane. For 517,000 coins, this is going to be our new starting number 1 overall wide receiver with our current lineup that we have. I mean, like I just said, you guys see the stats. It's incredible. He has chain mover and route runner chemistry, so his stats are not even a final product just yet. Last but not least, we've got to get ourselves a new tight end, and this is a card that I've been eyeing for a long time as well. Jordan Reed, positional hero, at 97 overall. I remember when this card was going for like 1,000,000 coins, and now the thing's under 100,000 coins. Like, are you kidding me? It's crazy how time changes in Madden. But anyways, our new tight end is going to be Jordan Reed. Like I said, up to a 97 overall. He does have chain mover and slot expert chemistry, which matches up perfectly with the new players that we just got for our team. That now takes us back to our lineup. We have all of the positions that we need. We're not going to be getting any more guys for this episode, and you all see what our new offense is looking like. It is 100% complete, man. We finally did it. Our offense is new and improved. We've got new players at every single position, and our new receivers, man, like, they look absolutely insane. So let's go ahead one by one and of course look at these guys' stats. All of them really didn't change too much because they're only receivers. They don't affect the stats a whole lot, but we do have some improvements. So Jerry Rice now has a 99 in catching, route running, and catch in traffic. Are you kidding me? Jordy Nelson only went up to a 96 catching, 92 release, and a 98 route running. Over at our slot, Doug Baldwin now has a 97 catch, 91 elusiveness, 89 release, 97 route running, and a 95 catch in traffic. And our tight end, Jordan Reed, is only up to a 98 overall, man. Are you kidding me? This really ticks me off, man. Like, I've got both of his chemistries maxed out to tier 2. How did he only go at 1 overall? Like, that irks me so much, man. He should be a 99. But that is going to do it for the upgrades on the offense for Dak Prescott. However, I did go ahead and get ourselves a new number 4 wide receiver, which is the legend Larry Fitzgerald, up to a 98 overall. And our 5 and 6 wide receivers are still the same from the previous lineup, which is Braxton Miller and Devontae Adams, which we don't even really need them anyways because there's not ever a point where we need 5 or even 6 wide receivers on the field. And the way that Madden is set up, like, your receivers don't even get fatigued, so the backups never come into the game either. So like, it's just kind of pointless. But like I said, that is going to do it for our weapons for Dak Prescott over on the offense. It is 100% complete. Over on the defense, nothing has changed since you guys previously saw them in the last episode, which you guys did miss that. Make sure you go ahead and check it out and watch it. We got a bunch of new secondary members. These guys are nothing but pure ball hawks. Let's go ahead and jump into our game.
We are are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it.
So for the start of this game, we're actually going to be going into the start of the second quarter. You guys see the score is 3-0. Not really anything that exciting happened in the first quarter. As you can see, it obviously was very low scoring. So like I said, starting off the second quarter, we are going to come into this game on offense, and Jordan Reed, even though he was covered, comes up with a big-time catch. But this was one of those opponents which is practically every single person that plays Madden 17 now, where they literally just run an 8 zone, keep one guy in a QB spy so you can't run off with your quarterback, and it's just it's really annoying. This is one of those types of people. But on 3rd and 19, decided to go with a wide receiver screen, and it actually worked. We picked up more than enough for a first down. A play later on 3rd and 10, Dak Prescott with a great throw, stepping forward in the pocket, finding Jordan Reed for a completion and a pickup of another first down. So now we're down to the 5-yard line. A few plays later on 2nd and goal, going to go with the play action, throw it up to our backup tight end now, Greg Olsen. I guess Jordan Reed checked out of the game or something like that. Maybe we had 2 tight ends in the game, but this is actually our old tight end who was our original starter who comes up with the touchdown, giving us the lead 7-3. So for my opponent, he's got a minute left in the second quarter until it is halftime. You guys can see Reggie White. This guy makes a lot of plays, man. He gets to the quarterback very quickly. That should have been a sack, but Tom Brady somehow got the ball off in time. Later on 3rd and 1, he goes to his tight end. I believe that might be the spotlight solo Cameron Brate who comes up with the completion, picks up a first. Odell Beckham, this is the summer blockbuster. It is going to be definitely a big-time job for our secondary to not let this guy have anything happen against us. 1st and 10, going right back to... Oh, okay, Odell, what... I don't know what just happened to Odell. He comes up with the catch there, but thankfully he stepped out of bounds. 3rd and 10. He kept sending people on a streak route going right to the end zone. I kind of figured it out. We had that covered there on Rob Gronkowski. That brings up a 4th down, so right before halftime, my opponent does go ahead and put up a field goal, barely squeaks that one in, and the score is now 7-6 in our favor. So going into halftime now, we're at the start of the 3rd quarter. My opponent is back out on offense, going to Rob Gronkowski. This is the new one, the loyalty version, which is a 99 overall. This is another big-time offensive weapon my opponent is using right now. 2nd and 9, Paul Krause with the big hit, but that's summer blockbuster Odell Beckham. That guy is an absolute monster. Next play, 1st and 10, going right back to him. Obviously, Odell is this guy's favorite target, picking up another first down. Down to the 11-yard line. A few plays later on 3rd and 10. Again, like I said, this guy just kept throwing streaks to the end zone once he got into the red zone, and it wasn't really hard to figure out. So, incompletion, that brings up another 4th down. My opponent is now going to settle for his 3rd field goal in this game. But we blocked the kick. I think that was our number 4 quarterback, Marlon Humphrey. Paul Krause scoops it up and is going to take it for a touchdown. It's not really all that often that you get to block a kick in Madden, man. It doesn't really happen.
Gotcha, bitch.
Like, I don't think there's any skill to it. I'm pretty sure it's just kind of like a luck of the draw type of thing. You just have a chance at it. It's like Madden spins a wheel, and if you land on, the correct spot, it's like, okay, well, you're going to get the animation this time to block a kick. Like, it just doesn't really happen very much. So, thankfully, we got the block, took it all the way for a touchdown, extended our lead 14-6. As you guys can see, back out on defense, though, we did get the interception with Wesley Woodyard, drove down the field on 3rd and goal. A very, very dangerous pass. Doug Baldwin almost could have caught that, though. Unfortunately, we did have to settle for our field goal, but that is now going to put us up by 11 points. And with 2.5 minutes left, my opponent, it's going to be hard for him to come back in this game down by a total of 11.
Gotcha, bitch.
Especially if he's going to throw another interception, this time to the Honey Badger. Tyrann Mathieu comes up with the pick, and as soon as that happened, my opponent paused the game, and you guys know what happened. Your peer has conceded the game. And this kind of happened a lot, man. Like, there's not really a whole lot of games anymore that I play in their full entirety on Madden. Everybody rage quits. So I did play a lot more games with our new receivers, but everybody just quits. As you guys can see here on offense, Dak Prescott shakes out of the sack, and Jordy Nelson, look at this guy making everybody look silly. Everyone just diving at him, and he goes in for a touchdown. That was a crazy play to see. On defense, though,
gotcha, bitch.
Like, this guy seriously kept running the same play, going to the same receiver every single time, and I was always a step behind with my user every play. But this time, I was right on target. He threw the interception right to me with Mike Singletary. Back out on offense, we continued to go to work in this game with Jordy Nelson. Down to the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. Throwing up the fade route to none other than the GOAT, Jerry Rice. He comes down with the touchdown. The score is now going to be 14-0. And as we come back out here on defense, my opponent decided
Gotcha, bitch.
he was going to throw another interception directly to Tony Jefferson. And after that happened, like I just said earlier, my opponent pauses the game. You guys know what happens. Your peer has conceded the game. This just continued to happen over and over again when I tried getting some gameplay with our new receivers for you guys. Like, everybody quit within the 1st quarter. It was just ridiculous. I never could get a full game in. The first game that you guys saw was definitely the best one that we have. And as we come in here into our next one, we can see Jerry Rice completely wide open. There was obviously a blown coverage on that play. He is able to put up a touchdown. As we're out here on defense, however, my opponent gets sacked by Reggie White. My defensive line has been so good for me lately, it's crazy. That brings up a 3rd and 19.
Gotcha, bitch.
Where he throws an interception right to Wesley Woodyard, and he's going to return that one for a touchdown. How do you like that? A defensive touchdown again in this episode. It ends up getting paused, and you guys get it. You know what happens. Going into the next game that we tried out playing, this is something I'm going to love getting used to, man. Just throwing it up to our limited time ultimate legend, Jerry Rice. He's going to come down with it like probably 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that. He comes up with the catch. Next play on 1st and 10, right back to the GOAT, Jerry Rice, into the end zone for another touchdown. And do you guys know what happens after that? In the 1st quarter again, there's our 2nd touchdown, and your peer has conceded the game. Like, this is literally the only thing that happened every single time I was playing with our new receivers. Into the final game of today's episode, we find Jordy Nelson across the middle, wide open. I'm absolutely loving using this Jordy Nelson card. A few plays later, 1st and 10, he sent a man blitz, which left Jordy Nelson in one-on-one coverage. He was able to beat his man, go in for the touchdown, completely untouched, giving us a 7-0 lead. So as we're back out here on defense, however, I think this might be one of the best picks I've made.
Gotcha, bitch.
It's definitely one thing to get a user interception, but it's another thing to return it for a touchdown.
Gotcha, bitch.
Now, I know I could have easily went into the end zone for a touchdown there, but I wanted to get tackled on purpose because I wanted to come back out on offense and get a touchdown with one of our new receivers, but it doesn't really matter because our opponent paused the game, and I don't even need to say. You guys know what happens at that point. But that is going to be it for today's episode. I played a bunch of games with our new weapons, man, and I really couldn't get a whole lot of games going because everybody just quit so early. But we did get a couple of good catches and touchdowns with Jordy Nelson and Jerry Rice. So that is going to do it for today's episode. I'm leaving you all with a mystery player, of course. Make sure you guys leave your guesses down below. Next episode is going to be the final one that we have until we make a run at the Super Bowl, because there's really only a couple more positions that we need to make on defense, and that's pretty much going to be it. And then we will go ahead and make one last final run at a Super Bowl after that with a completely new entire lineup, and that is going to be probably the best of the best players that we have in Madden. So that is going to do it. Like I did say, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all did enjoy. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.